Oh, thank you so much, and welcome to everybody to this discussion today. With me here is Engineer Jiru Maura and our crew, Billy Ogada, who has been assisting us for a very long time. Let me also welcome you for this discussion again. We have been quite long before we do our discussion, and things have actually unfolded. And we are actually today, we want to discuss the issue of the cause, effects, and realignment of Gachagua's impeachment. What are the cause of this impeachment? What are the effects of the impeachment of Gachagua to Kenyan politics? And what are the possible realignments after now the impeachment of Gachagua? So also want to see has it really impacted on Kenyan politics? So I think I'll give Jiru Ngore to start at the cause, the effects, and the realignment of the impeachment. Welcome, Engineer.
Okay, thank you. It's true, we have been long since we did our last recording, but welcome for all those people who listen to us, and I hope we are productive. Yeah, as you're aware, Gachagua was impeached, and we have a new deputy president in Kenya, Mr. Kindiki from the Rakanithi. First of all, let me confirm that Gachagua is not a very big political player in Kenya. Based on his history, when he came to become a deputy president, he had no serious political experience because he came as a member for Madeira. Having said that, it doesn't mean that there is no alignment and changes in his political circles when he became the deputy president. Much of the gains might have happened when he became a deputy president. So he was not the kingpin per se, as we always say in Mount Kenya region, but there are some serious fanatics of him who follow him. However, the main political changes which might have happened in that issue is where people from the Kikuyu region, largely in Mount Kenya, might feel that somebody from their location or from their region was targeted by the state and was not given a fair trial. Maybe that one is what could affect the issue. In terms of political realignment, there is evidence that UDA has eroded, especially in Mount Kenya region, and their political support might have reduced from 80%, the one which they enjoyed, to close to 30s or 20%, based on how you want to quantify it. So it shows now that Mount Kenya region could stand independent or alone with an aim of looking for people who they can align with in the future. That one doesn't mean that everybody is happy in Kenya because of what is happening. At the end of the day, we know that politics is also turning to be individual. There are those people who will make their individual judgment and they are going to align with whichever the political circle they want. So what will happen is just a decay of the UDA political party, and I think it was an injury of the ruling party which could actually harm them when it will come to 2027. Because up to now, we cannot determine if the Luo and the Luya community, which the president seems to quote, if they could hold somebody aligned with him. It is something which we still don't know or we are not aware of. So, in other words, the usual political base for the UDA has eroded. They could have lost close to 50% of their support, and it is something which they have to redesign moving forward. Maybe Gachagua, because he was injured, I think Gachagua is now going to become like a kingmaker. If he is able to consolidate that political support in Mount Kenya region, I don't know if he is going to, he has capacity to do that, because Rigathi Gachagua was viewed for long as the king of, we used to call them, or they are called Togege. So he was the king of Togege. So I do not know if the elites and the serious political class in Mount Kenya region can align with him. That is a question which he has to answer over time. Thank you, Koima. You can go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much, Jiru. In fact, let me just have my contribution. And I can say that Gachagua's impeachment was actually, I can say, it goes to his character. Yes, as you have said, Gachagua is a greenhorn. He was just an MP for one term. That might have actually impacted on his removal, on his character. Because politics again, he has not understood the game of politics. He has not understood that when you are a deputy president, you don't come as equals with the president. That's what Gachagua missed. The president is actually given powers. We can say he will not delegate some of the powers the president is having. So Gachagua maybe thought that he is coming, because he was voted together, he is coming as equals with the president. So that's where he missed. Number two, there's what you call loyalty. In politics, there's loyalty. You have to be loyal to your boss. So actually, Gachagua lacked loyalty. He also, Gachagua, you cannot compete with your boss. In decision making, in cabinet, the president is the chairman of the cabinet, and he may delegate you to the deputy president. Sometimes head the cabinet, but sometimes all the powers goes to the president. Another factor which actually made Gachagua miss the point is, I can say, too aggressive. I can say greed. You know, there are so many things in government where you want appointments equal with the president. Maybe also things like competing for resources. Maybe want some tenders, like what we saw in Kemsa, authorizing the PS10 to issue those tenders and all those things. Lack of political patience. Those are the things that actually Gachagua might have missed. But one thing that I want to say is that one of the main contributors was the gold Gen Z. It is perceived that it is actually Gachagua's team who funded, who orchestrated the issue of Gen Zs to topple the government. It was very serious when it captured parliament. They were heading to State House. And from the government intelligence, it is clear that they know the people who did that. And Gachagua will not be far away from all those things. So maybe some of the things that characterized the removal of Gachagua was Gen Z, the Gen Z. In other words, you can say the coup. You can compare the coup with 1982, which some people tried to overthrow Moi's government. So that coup made the president uncomfortable. And because you have understood the person you are together, you are with. That could be the reason why he was actually made very fast to move. And also, Gachagua made, we can say, he created the war with everybody, including fighting young people, fighting junior people. You need to fight people like junior people in the State House. You fight people, small people. That's one of the problem. Another thing which actually made people suspicious about this issue of the way UDA has said is the young UDA politicians. I think they have understood politics now. People like Ndindi Nyoro, they thought now because Gachagua was unpopular with the president, they thought now that they will be the deputy president. That's why they campaigned. Can you imagine 1 year? You are campaigning in Muranga, you are in Baringo, you are in Wasingishu, calling yourself deputy president, calling yourself 2032. Kepchumba Murkomen and Indinyo. What do you think other Kenyans will see? If you are now, you have to sit now, and you are planning 2022, you see? So that will make Kenyans not happy now with them. They are seeing now. Some Kenyans who never voted for UDA, they become uncomfortable. Because if they have to sit now and they are planning 2022, the Ndini Nyoros and Kepchumba Murkomen and the others. Because they had teams. In fact, if you see critically about Nigeria, they had problems even within UDA. Because there are some guys who are aligned to the Nyor, aligned to Kepchumba Murkomen in Riftvalley. So they, in fact, now, those gentlemen have understood politics now. Where are they now?
Yeah, they are there.
Where are they?
They are very political.
So now, that could be that thing which actually made people chittering with the people. Secondly, what are the effects? I will just say very small effects of this Gachagua's appointment or the impeachment is I can say it affected him personally because he cannot buy any seat for 10 years. Once you are impeached, you cannot be any position for 10 years. Number two, Gachagua once said politics are local. Those guys who voted against Gachagua in Central Kenya, Mlima, they are now political enemies of people of Mlima. So those guys they might not get any seat. The likes of this chairman, the chairman of the Kemani Shumba, the fence sitters like Ndini Nyoro, and anybody who actually voted for against Gachagua Central will lose a seat completely. They are very unpopular. The likes of this Laikipia senator. Those are the guys now who are heroes in Central. Medu. The likes of the Kiambu senator. Those who stood with Gachagua, they are seen now as heroes of the region. And I can say also realignment. I know that time I talked about Ruto looking for other friends. So he has now other friends from Nyanza, Western, Turkana, Northeastern. So I think what will happen now, Jiru, I believe that the next few weeks there will be reshuffle, and some of them will be some people will be casualties. They will lose some positions, some regions, and taken to other regions. So I can say that it might affect Central.
Okay.
It might affect Central, the cabinet positions, and maybe they have 7 or 8. Even Kalenjin, I don't say they also will be affected because they have 2, and maybe you also have the president. And I can say that other political parties, other element 2027, for now I don't know. It's difficult to predict because I don't know now. Kalonzo, who is remaining, Eugene, the Gachagua, I don't know how will they now the realignment come because now the mountain now is divided. We have mountain east where we have a Professor Ndiki. So they can now have a strong team. So if the mountain we want to realign with Kalonzo, it will be very difficult because of their political trust. And I want to tell you that, Jiru, as I finish, you are saying UD has decayed. But I'm seeing it growing very fast. Because you see, parties like Fort Kenya, People's Party, parties like ODM, they are now working together. So it's becoming stronger. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. I will record some issues there. Number one is we are not assured or we are not certain that ODM and UDA will form a coalition in the future. It's a wishful thing, but we are not sure. Then number two, up to today, it has never been explained. Some of the issues you have said about Gachagua, they were not tabled as part of grievances which the Senate and the members of Parliament were impeaching Gachagua against. The issues which were brought for impeachment about Gachagua, there were things which are prosecutable in court, and I don't know the reason why they did not choose to prosecute him in the court of law and he proved himself innocent or guilty, but rather they decided to use a political process. Having said that, the truth of the matter is elections, if we have to talk about 2027, election is a binary issue, or elections are always a choice of two. What will happen is that any person who will come and oppose Ruto, and people will start seeing hope in that person. The truth of the matter is that we will start seeing gravitation of people towards that direction. And the person who will be opposing Ruto could get a very big force. Why? Even as Mr. Ruto and Mr. Gachagua were fighting, it doesn't mean that things are extremely working well in Kenya. It doesn't mean that people are happy of what is happening in Kenya. We still have so many issues which have not been solved. Economic, infrastructure, and the social services are not working well. I'm hearing a bit of complaint when it comes to NHIF and the SHA project which they have launched. Jitas explained, or Anga explained that NHIF, the new NHIF, is not working well as the former. And those are some of the issues which will be questioned when Mr. William Ruto will be seeking a second term. You also said that it is also insinuated that Gachagua participated in Gen Z movement. Again, in the parliament, they did not talk about that. I don't know if those are the issues which are only known to the secret agencies of Kenya, or some of those issues are only known to the president, that he never wished to share them outside, and rather he chose to use a political process to persecute his immediate helper, simply because there are some things which he had gotten information he had done. Having said that, the issue of deputy president is not a new issue in Kenya. We have always been having these corruption issues between the president and his deputy for so long. Even Mr. William Ruto himself, it is not that he was playing well with Uhuru Kenyatta. But I always ask myself, does this one speak about the character of Mr. William Ruto? I think Mr. Kenyatta, when he was talking about Tanga Tanga, he did not even propose that Mr. William Ruto can be impeached. I know people are different. Maybe some of ones who create a data on something cannot create. Not everybody who looks at issues differently. I do not understand the reason why the president had to be this venomous to Mr. Gachagua. And in any case, what is the general stake of people from Nyeri and some other people who follow Gachagua, who believe they voted for this government, and now they have been asked outside? On the issue of Kindiki, where Dr. Joel, you said that Kindiki, the people of the East, could now gravitate to Mr. William Ruto. Again, that one is not experimentally tested. We don't know. Because, you know, for information, Kindiki has no political base. He was a senator of a very small county. Tharaka-Nithi is a small county. So we don't know if the whole of Meru people, if they will be able to gravitate to him. And if you want to know that Kindiki has issues, up to now, during Cheke, who are very influential in Meru, they have not said any statement. Maybe they could give their statement in the future. But Kindiki certainly doesn't have that serious support from Mount Kenya region as a whole. He is rather seen as a Ruto employee. If you go deep into Mount Kenya region, people just take him as a Ruto employee and as somebody who will be able to accept much of the things which Mr. William Ruto might even want, including even unconstitutional means if he chooses to do. So when we look on all these things with a third eye, we feel that there were more bigger issues than the ones which are playing out, which led to the fallout between Mr. William Ruto and Gachagua. And some of us, we feel the reason why there was fallout, it is because of some of the disagreements which they had on their work formula, including even contracting and some issues which could bring some conflict of interest. So we do not see, and some of the issues which have been said, like the shareholder thing, and the issues like it was too local. We do not see those things forming a magnitude which can bring impeachment, but rather we see there is largely very personal issues between Gachagua and Mr. Ruto, which had to be mutated to become the issues which the Senate and the Parliament was discussing about. But the real question which we need to ask ourselves, which works do deputy presidents do so that they become impeachable? Because largely, deputy president is a helper. He doesn't have any work, they don't implement any project. It's like they do things which they have been instructed to do. And some of the things which Mr. Gachagua is being impeached on, I trust or I think they can also make the president impeachable. Maybe, Dr. Joel, as we finish, you can help me understand. If Gachagua is impeachable, is Ruto impeachable? For me, I think, yes, he can. Why are we not prosecuting Ruto impeachment as well? Because I think both of them have failed Kenya if impeachment is impeachment. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Jiru. We have actually shed light on so many things. But let me just wind up by saying 20 impeachment was almost impossible because he had actually marshaled over 150 MPs. So Uhuru couldn't have impeached William Ruto. Another thing which is very important to understand is the issue of once you have seen a problem in politics, you don't take chances. That is why, if Gachagua, you know, every time he was talking about Mlima, shares, and other things which are hidden, which you had said maybe it wasn't made clear or open, like the issues of the Gen Z, the fan groups, and all those things. So Ruto couldn't have taken chances. I know Barajiru, having been the vice president or deputy president for 2 years, and you don't have MPs, can you imagine? Until you are impeached. In fact, one of the MPs said, Milio Diambo said that Gachagua made a name to almost everybody, including the MPs. Everywhere. That's why he was impeached. Another thing I can tell you, Jiru, is that politics, you don't need 100%. You don't need 100%. There's a rule which says that you must get 25% in 24 counties. If UDA gets 3 counties in Mount Kenya is 25%, then it's done. It's done. They have achieved. You get another 25, another 3 counties or 4 counties in Eastern Province, then you are done. So what? Let me tell you, politics is mathematics, and I'm assuring you that Ruto is a guru in that. He has mastered all those things. Do you remember one day when he was saying, come and let book each one. So he has been he's very skillful in politics. The last thing I want to say is that you talked about the development. And one of the reasons why Ruto could not move is because of he was crippled in financially. Imagine finance bill 2023, finance bill 2024, which he had planned for almost you know, we discussed last time and said that the government today, the coalition they make today, if you combine the recurrent expenditure, salary, plus debt, it exceeds the collection. So the avenues the government had put on to collect money in finance bill 2024, which was quashed, which was forced out politically, crippled the government. That's why even now, even these new MPs, these new ministers, they are now understanding what to do. So I think it is a fresh start now, where they revisit now the issue of other avenues of getting money, so that they can actually finance projects in government. So I think this is a fresh start now, where they have new ministers, they have new support from other regions, and I believe that in the next few weeks or few months, things will start and move. Thank you so much. I think I must thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
30 minutes.